coming live from the countryside.
Ain't no bad mama jammers jamming on the front porch no more. Ain't no soul in a record being owned by a CEO. But we some bad mama jammers.
What is up, YouTube fam? It's your favorite unapologetic lesbian, back with another one. And this time, we've got Mr. Ryan Upchurch with my theory about foreign infiltration. I've got my own theories about this, I do. And I'll give my theories at the end. But I'm curious to know about this one because I do believe there is some infiltration going on from all sides, outside and inside and behind and front and from the side. Like, I think it's coming from all areas. So let's find out what Church's theory on foreign infiltration is about.
What is up, guys? So today I want to talk about this. A couple months ago, I had a kid comment on something of mine. He was like, yeah, bro, there's this protest going on here, this, that, and the other. We should totally show up and yada, 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 yada. Well, I got to looking at what the protest was, and I was like, this is fucking bullshit. I said, bro, don't show up to that. And he's like, no, I'm going. I'm going to be right there in the street with everybody else. I said, look, I was like, sometimes people want you to go there to do said thing because maybe they're not there. Maybe they're on the outskirts watching yo ass be there. But sometimes people are led to events for certain reasons. We live in America. Anybody can have a event as long as you get on Facebook and promote it and be like, yo, everybody, we're having an event. What if the event is for people that they don't like? And they're getting this event together so they can drive a fucking car through the event like we've seen last year. Which brings me to my purpose of this video, and that is theorizing future possibilities can sometimes keep you alive and evolving for the greater good of your life and other people's life. Because you can't be aware of an action without contemplating the possibility of the action. It's pretty simple. How are you going to stay vigilant and aware to stay safe if you never contemplate certain things possibly happening? So as y'all know, I've been following these true crime people and watching what they're talking about and seeing how they're being weird as fuck around these missing kids cases. But then on the flip side, I see them online late as fucking night, 2 a.m, talking about aliens and where these aliens are and shit like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then you start thinking, you're like, are they talking about like aliens, like illegal immigrant, like, is that like code for sex trafficking or something? Since aliens abduct people, sex traffickers abduct people, so is there some kind of weird correlation? So then when you scroll back on their social media platform, you're like, what the hell? And it's like, oh yeah, there's like a fucking fake news clip, and they're like, we're helping our families get across the border. And I'm thinking, well, we have a border crisis right now. So then you scroll back a little further, and then they have these articles on WikiLeaks about how they're the military, but then there's no military pictures of them. So when you look at them, it's like, what is this? They're military people who save people illegally across borders, who are true crime people who talk about aliens and try to solve mysteries. What the fuck is it? You see how that's really fucking stupid sounding? Another thing, why are these true crime military alien people who are on the internet, why do y'all all speak shitty English? Most of y'all don't speak English good, or you don't even have an American accent. With that being said, think about the term sex trafficking. Yes, sex trafficking is real. Sex trafficking is fucking disgusting, and it shouldn't be a thing. But that's why it would be the perfect persona for an enemy to use to infiltrate America with hundreds or thousands of foreign soldiers. Why? Because, one, you wouldn't be sex trafficking. Anyone who looked into what we know as sex trafficking would look at it and be like, we don't see them hauling people in these 18-wheelers and doing this shit, so where is it at? It's gonna appear like it's nowhere. Why? Because you're not trafficking children or people to sell. You are trafficking the opposite way, except for you're letting adults in for free. And if that was the case, there's no paper trail. There's no talking of no deals or nothing like that. There's one objective. You only gotta say it one time, and you don't even have to say it here. Wherever this other foreign place is that these people, these soldiers would be coming from, it wouldn't be talked about here at all. So you wouldn't know anything about it. Don't you think it's weird we've been hearing about these illegal immigrants coming over here and getting cell phones to talk to each other possibly, or navigate where they're at? Don't you think it's weird that we've been seeing these groups of illegal immigrants with a piece of paper with the name of the state and where to go? They're being directed to spread out in different states. They're not just chilling at the border like, yo, we got through here. They're instantly getting over here and spreading out and stacking up like little chips all over. So in this case, the only traffic would be a military-aged person with the sex of a male. Sex traffic. Don't you think it's weird that they say, oh man, border, at the border, right here, go here. And a bunch of Americans go over there, and they're like, what the hell, there's more of us than there is of these immigrants at the border. Where are they at? Man, even if you watch the news, bro, there's more people at Walmart. That's because they ain't there. They already spread it out. They're not wasting time. They're just getting there and boom. They have these amount of people here to be like, oh, look, there's people over here. That has nothing to do with us. It's on the other side of the border, right? So if there's people at the border at the gate and can't get through and they're making a commotion and it looks like there's a bunch of people there, then a bunch of Americans show up there and they're like, what the hell, where is everybody? That sounds like a border coup to me, done by other side of the border. So if that's the case, look what just happened. Some people staged some shit at the border and was like, oh man, there's a bunch of people there. A bunch of Americans moved from their strong point to go to Texas for something Texas could have dealt with theirself. So where all y'all Americans just left from is now vulnerable because they made a bunch of y'all move at one time. Think about it. Back in the day, old men and old women used to say what? Read between the lines. Which meant, hey, there's an underlying meaning directly in front of your face to what you're reading. You just gotta read between the lines to see what they're actually saying. Well, fast forward to now, we know that they were telling the truth. Well, no one reads now, so what does that mean? You have to see between the frames, not read between the lines. Now think if this is the scenario of what's going on. Well, eventually, somebody would catch on to this operation, right? Of communication and how they're doing it. Unless the communication was hooked to something that was absolutely everything. And absolutely everybody. What would that be? The internet. Literally, it's everything. Which, if you ask me, is a bad thing. Because, here's the fucked up thing. If this is the case, these laws or whatever that we have that protect us are now being used by the foreigner that don't like us. So if the foreigner, who is the soldier, is using the internet to talk to these other motherfuckers with their shitty fucking broken English, then our laws is going to protect it, and the internet laws would protect the people that don't fucking like us. Because we have freedom of speech. Not only that, content creation. Come on now. Nobody watches the fucking news on the TV no more, like local news. Everyone watches this fucking mainstream world internet news. Do you know how easy it is to make a news station and appear like you're an actual news source and spread misinformation? Why do you think everybody from political people to other folks on the internet are being like, bro, this is fake news? Because what if it actually is fake news that is designed so people can talk to fucking fuck your brain up? Then what if every time something goes wrong or goes viral that is like shocking, that is made by this said content creator with a fucking fake news channel at their house, what if every time something goes wrong and there's like an outrage over something they said, what if that fake news channel blamed it on our government and then created this conspiracy that there is like this deep state and our government is out to get us and it's not even true? What if that's the case? Then that means the government that would be trying to help us, our government, there would be a gap of distrust because the internet So the people trying to save us couldn't save us because we would be thinking that they are trying to sabotage us when really it is another government trying to sabotage us. That is a lot of kind of fucked. And what made me think this is when I'm sitting here watching these YouTube motherfuckers in this true crime shit that barely speak English or just fucking flat out dumber than fuck. I'm like, how are you here? What are you doing? Because even down to the recent thing in Nashville, like all these YouTube people started getting online and for instance, when you're talking about government stuff, you get these people who is like saying we are the United Cajun Navy, and they're not. The Louisiana Cajun Navy is like, they're not us. We don't know who the fuck they are. Why would you title it to sound like a piece of the military when the Louisiana Cajun Navy is not a piece of the military, and they know they're not, but then it's like they're trying to title it something like a military branch. And then you're told to get the fuck out of here because you're not investigating shit. Metro Nashville literally told them, no, we don't need no help. And then you get online and you see these people searching for this kid, and they're really just taking pictures of barges and bridges. We all know what's been going on with barges and bridges lately. I mean, come on. And the last thing I'll say is these true crime people I've been watching that barely speak fucking English. Why everything y'all are involved in, why every case you're involved in involves waterways, reservoirs, river navigation, confusion of law enforcement, confusion of community, and all the people online moderating this shit are never locally from wherever they're at. Did you have a piece of paper and a place to go to? Did you come from somewhere else? See, that's what I'm saying. And this also, anybody watching this who's angry about this, it's obvious you don't understand anything about strategy. So I don't care about your comment. Anybody getting on here from the true crime area of YouTube, you're already sus, motherfucker. Say whatever you want. I'm still watching you bitches. That's all I gotta say. America, motherfucker.
Well, I do say I agree with him. Somewhat. My theory on foreign infiltration is pretty much the same. Not exactly the same as his, but pretty much the same. You can call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't care what you call me. But my theory is when these illegal immigrants or illegal aliens, whatever you want to call them, entered our border, there was some type of government. I'm not going to say ours, but some type of government handing them free phones, and those phones were meant to stay in communication, but also to be ready for when they get a text or a phone call from that government that gave them the phone. And he is 100% right on something. That is strategy. I mean, it happened in the Revolutionary War. It happened in the Civil War. It's happened in every war. When you get a strong area, the other side, the opposing side, when they figure out the strong area, they try and break down or dismantle that strong area, weaken it. He just described perfectly what I just said. So, yeah. And this is a big problem. It is. It really is. And I actually am glad he's speaking on it. And, you know, he does that. People try and give him and like I just said, Crack Squad, calling Creek Squad Crack Squad, trying to give Creek Squad hell, all because we're trying to get to the bottom of something serious. Finding missing children, or trying to help end or put an end to the trafficking that's going on, because it is real and it is going on. We actually seen a homeless trafficking camp right behind our house. So, and it was a big camp. It sitting here just talking about it, it's actually kind of bittersweet and sad, because it was heartbreaking to see what I saw. It really was. But I liked his theory and his ideas. And if you guys like this, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.
Well, I'll pray for you, brother, but leave me alone.